even further beyond!
Yeah, my name is Zakashi, and in this video we're going into the best teams of the month for the month of June. The second part of the anniversary has finally started, and we're ending off the month with this character that we see here, Bojack Unbound Gohan. So this has actually thrown the teams into a bit of a spiral, especially at the time I'm recording this video. It's the 29th of June, meaning that it's Tuesday. So it's actually the last day of the PvP season, and honestly all you're going to run into is Gohans, because this guy is honestly just the best LF in the game, no debate about it. So you can kind of figure out what teams you might expect in this video. But just before I get into this video, I need to let you guys know that there is no order to this video. So if you see a specific team and you think it's better than the team that I showed prior to it, that doesn't mean that I think the team prior to it is better than the team that comes after. So just know that for this video, because people always complain like, oh Zakashi, how could you put this team after that? Bro, there's no order. There's no order. It's literally just a top 5 team. Any team could easily beat any of the other teams, and at the end of the video I would actually put some honorable mentions that I feel could have replaced any of the teams in this video. But I also want to state that the teams that I picked for the top 5s are the teams that I've seen most, or I feel like people are using the most, simply of how PvP looks, especially because I did push to like the top 500 at one point, so I know what the high ranks of PvP looks like. But hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button. We are on this grind to 30,000 subscribers. We hit 20k, so I appreciate all you guys that subscribed and support the content. All my social media links are on the left. It's the YouTube channel, we've got Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and the Discord link all in the description below. So make sure to check me out on all of those. But yeah guys, I will be giving you guys a PvP guide coming soon. I'm saying it in this video, so like I can't even cap now. I have to do it. It just takes a bit of time. But yeah, I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Let's actually get into top 5 PvP teams of the month. So the first team I actually got in this video is actually Son Family. Son Family is a team that just has too many good units, honestly, and you just can't beat these guys. Like every somehow now and then they just get a buff, and every time they get a buff it's always like the best unit in the game at the time. Like it's bizarre. But as you can see, this is the team that I've got for Son Family. Son Family is a techie one because it actually has a lot of units that don't buff each other, especially the core team. So you can see like Dynamic Goku buff Saiyans, LF Super Saiyan 3 buff Saiyans. This kid here, he actually does buff Son Family, the best LF in the game currently, non-Zenkai. But that's at 6 stars. You can see even at 3 stars he doesn't show it. So getting him to 6 stars as an LF is quite difficult, but it's a good thing that he does buff Son Family. We've also got the Super Saiyan 4 Goku here because he actually buffs Son Family with his Z ability. This Goku here, I want him to get a Zenkai. He's pretty solid for his Z ability. He gives death buffs, which is why I've actually got him here. And then the Gohan, obviously FSK, the best unit in the game, also buffs Son Family, which is really good. But here are just some Son Family characters that you could possibly use in substitution for any of these characters that I have in the 6. For example, the Clap Q, he's a revival unit. He's actually a very good unit at high stars, 6 and up. If we look at the greens, I wouldn't swap any of the greens for LF Super Saiyan 3 for a day in my life. But this Goku here can be usable, and I've seen the Kaioken Goku being used, but I don't recommend. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he doesn't buff Son Family, but he is a good contender. People do run him if you don't have the new LF Gohan. The new, let me go to characters so I can show you. He's not very new, but the LF Gohan here, like he is dangerous, honestly. He's an endurance unit as well, so you could actually use him. This LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku is a hard hitter, but he's glass as hell. He doesn't even hit that hard unless you had him high stars, honestly. And then for red, you need FSK. He's the best unit in the game. But that's Son Family that we got at number 1. At number 2 here, we actually got Hybrid Saiyans. Hybrid Saiyans right now is probably top 3 scariest teams that you can run into, simply because they now have an endurance unit, the best unit in the game, and the best non-Zenkai LF in the game, which is just ridiculous. This is the Hybrid Saiyan team I got, and I'm only running this because I don't have the Yellow Future Gohan, that's an LF. But if I did have him, I'd obviously run him. But there's so many good Hybrid Saiyans right now. This kid here, well, he's an adult actually. I said kid because it's Trunks, but his blast arts are insane. Trunks Youth, he's a free to play, can be solid. Gold Tanks, he's actually a sleeper, good card extension. This Trunks here, I don't think he's the best, but he's a new unit and he's viable. This Trunks here, Gohan, I mean, here, probably going to get a Zenkai soon. I've got this Gohan here, he's actually pretty good. He packs a strong strike punch. But he's mainly used to buff this unit here because this Gohan is insane. For yellow, I definitely advise you have the LF Future Gohan or this Goten. This Goten's really good as well. And then for red, obviously it's going to be FSK, the best unit in the game. He's the hybrid Saiyan we know as Gohan, but I've got the red Trunks that actually Zenkai buff him as well. So that's number 2 on this list. We've got hybrid Saiyans. Number 3 on this list, I had to put Saiyans. If Saiyans were not on this list, the list is immediately invalid. Saiyans just have too many good units and their core is literally just well-rounded. It's difficult to defeat, honestly. Namek Goku, he's brilliant. Honestly, last standing unit, scary to face off against and one of the best blue cards in the game. LF Super Saiyan 3 is so tanky, can draw extra cards and has a bomb of an ultimate. The Super Saiyan 3 over here, the Zenkai 7, he just be hitting hard his strike hearts. Angel Vegeta, you wouldn't think so, but once you get him to 6 stars and higher, he's literally one of the most problematic members of the actual Saiyan team in terms of just healing and actually stopping enemy combos. And Ultra Goku is just there because of his Z ability and of course the extra ability he gets, the Ultra ability, which works well for Saiyan members. If we look at the other Saiyans on this list, so if I go to characters and character list, other ones you can swap out. The Spirit Bomb Goku is tanky, but I wouldn't recommend, even though he is free. If he's free, that means he is usable more time because they're gonna get Zenkais. But the Bardock here, Super Saiyan Bardock is such a sleeper. He gets amazing draw speed at some point in the game. The Goku Blue here, he's a mainly God Key, but you know, Saiyans are just gonna be a team that's always dominant based on the fact that the franchise is built of Saiyans. So there's a lot of Saiyans here that don't necessarily buff the team, so I don't think I'm gonna go through every single color. But you can just see there's a lot of good units here. Even though they might not work well on a Saiyan team, they are Saiyan, so they could possibly take up a space or so. Like this Broly here, I don't have him at a star level where he can buff Saiyans. I believe he does buff Saiyans, possibly at 6 stars. Let me just make sure that's the case. Oh, he doesn't. But I've seen people run him on a Saiyan Saiyan team, especially Super Saiyans with Super Saiyan Bardock, who actually buffs Super Saiyans for his Z ability, but Saiyans for his Zenkai ability. So Saiyans just are very broad. There's all types of Saiyans from the movies, God Key Saiyans, etc, etc. So you just gotta like make sure that you can build the most core team, and this team here I feel is the best one. It's the one I see most around. So yeah, Saiyans, you can pretty much expect them every single month. Had to be on this list. They're number 3. Number 4 on this list, I've got God Key. God Key is just another team that is overall just well-rounded. Now that they have a solid contender on their red, their color wheel is just pretty much complete. God Key overall just hits the spot, man. Zamasu does a lot of damage, Even though he's not defensively well-rounded, he does output a lot of damage. For yellows, I'm going bottom up this case, but I start with Zamasu because he's the newest. Gogeta Blue or the God Vegeta, them 2 units are just dangerous to come up against. Gogeta Blue's green card and this Vegeta strike cards, and he has a nice cover change as well as Gogeta Blue, and Gogeta Blue can't even be cover changed. For purple, the new Vegeta that came out for the 3rd anniversary, he fits well, blast orientated, so he fits the nature of a blast, a God Key team for the most part. Vados, you know, she's just one of the most annoying units. When she cover changes, heals the team, buffs them too. And then for blues, you could obviously run any of these 3, down to you. I like going for God Goku because he just builds buff gradually, and on top of the fact that Vados can heal. So this is the orientation that I have, pretty neat. God Key just had to be on this list as well, especially just how often you face up against one during this anniversary. So yeah, Zamasu really did hit the spot for the God Key mains. The God Key mains are cheesing right now, happy as hell. So that's number 4 in this list. Had to put God Key on this list. Number 5 here, we actually have Fusion Warriors. I put Fusions on this team because of course for this 3rd anniversary we actually got the LF Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So you're going to see this team a lot. But overall this team is just a very strong team, and it's been that way honestly since the 1st anniversary. Fusion characters are just always going to be characters that are very OP based off the fact of just how hyped they are. Gogeta and Vegito, sorry Cold Tanks, but Kefla also comes along in the batch. And there are some other exceptions, like I've actually seen people run Zamasu here because he does have the fusion tag. So people have actually run Zamasu on Fusion, but if we just look at the characters on the core, Vegito Blue, you know, when he released, he was a menace, literally the best character in the game, one of the most consistent kits in the game in my opinion. Slightly power crept to keep it real, but he can still pack a big punch. Kefla, she's been one of the most annoying units with her insane strike ability. She builds up strikes all the time and she turns all her blaster strikes. You know, Gogeta here with the cover changes, the ultimate arts, nullifies unfavorable elements, draw speed. Like, bro, it's literally all you could ask for, honestly. In an all-rounded unit, his defensive capabilities are really good. We've got Vegito here. We actually got a Vegito Blue during the third anniversary when it's meant to be Gogeta's time to shine, which is wild. Gogeta Blue is a big sleeper. Of course, with everybody in the game literally wanted him to be better, but he actually puts in a lot of work. And if you faced up against a Fusion Warrior team with Gogeta Blue, you would know how much damage he can actually do to your team. And then of course we've got Super Gogeta, the 3v1 god. He can be Zenkai 7. Literally gets insane buffs for being the last standing unit and builds up buffs for every single arts card. So yeah, those are my reasons for actually having fusions on this team. Not to mention the Dragon Ball Super Gogeta, who actually got a Zenkai recently. And I've actually seen people run Super 17 too. But fusions are just always going to be an OP team. They won't always be the top meta team. I will say that because there's not always fusions being released. However, when there is one released, it's often extremely good and just makes the team even more viable than it already is. So that's the number 5 slot. I've actually got Fusion Warriors. Now for honorable mentions, I've got 3 teams here. The first one I wanted to mention is Android, simply because they're just an amazingly OP team. They're so consistent, they do a lot of damage. They also hold the second best unit in the game, which is Android 18, a revival unit, and then Super 17 as well. I feel like them 3 are the most annoying to deal with. Android 21, even the free to play character, she's actually so destructive there with the extra draw speed she can get, and she actually does a lot of damage. So Androids here could easily replace any of the teams, but I just haven't seen them. Like, it's like they've gone ghost. Like, nobody cares about Androids anymore. It's literally just a team people ran because it was just OP, and there's not really much liking to it from what I've seen, simply because I haven't seen any of them. I barely face Androids now that the 3rd anniversary had started. So yeah. Next up we got Future. Future is just an all-round solid team. They survive without many Zenkais. They got the LF Future Gohan. I don't have him because I just didn't pull him, so that's why I've got Rage Trunks there. But honestly, they've got a lot of good contenders like the Revival Cell, the Geo Blue on this team, the Blue Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. He does a lot of damage, and of course Goku Black, everybody knows he's a menace, the green one. But I've also got the Purple Rose here because I feel like he's such a big sleeper for Future, can do a lot of damage, and I actually see this team being used a lot. So yeah, Future being here on the honorable mentions list. The 3rd team I've got and the final team I've got is actually the Regen team. Everybody just hates fighting Regen. They don't die. They will just heal back up and they will do as much damage as you. So you don't want to really deal with that. And there's nothing much you can do about it, honestly, except rush. Except that they're going to rush you probably 2-3 times as well. So yeah, Regen, you just know they're a dangerous team. Makes the game go to 0 time accounts. I hate facing them. I'm sure you do too. So here are my 3 honorable mentions. Sorry if your team didn't make the cut. Now hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I don't like making this video too long, so I can't go into too much detail in every specific team, otherwise the video would literally be 40 minutes or even more. But I do my best to give you guys an insight on the best team. So if you don't have a team that you specifically want to run, you could probably take some tips from this video and actually just carry that on in your future for Dragon Ball Legends. 2 other teams that I just wanted to mention just because. Powerful opponents, I've actually seen quite a few of them, but I don't feel like they're just up there just yet. And on top of that, GT, if you have the team perfected, like all the Zenkais, it's literally mained off Zenkais, then you'd be up there, but I don't see them a lot, and it's just too high investment for a short period of time. They just release them back to back to back. So on top of the fact that nobody just uses them, unless you're just a GT fanboy, really and truly, like, let's keep it a stack. But they are a good team, but I don't feel like those 2 teams are teams that could fit above any of the teams that I had on this list. But press that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're on the screen to 30,000 subscribers. That's the next goal. All my socials on the left. It's the YouTube channel where we got a Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link all in the description below. But I'm gonna leave it like that, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Please, lend me your energy! You're through!